milk latte. So, we're in our swimsuits. We couldn't get a reservation at the beach club where we were yesterday, but we're going anyway. Yesterday, we tipped really well, so we were liked. So, and you don't even have to tip, and we knew that. In France, tipping is just not necessary. But we did anyway because we thought like they were working really hard. In France, tipping isn't typically expected in restaurants, taxis, or hotels because the country's hospitality sector includes a service charge in its pricing. Servers in France receive a decent monthly wage, paid holidays, and additional benefits. However, you can definitely still express your appreciation for great service by leaving gratuity. So here's some guidelines. Most restaurants, bistros, cozy cafes, they already have a service charge of 15% automatically included by law. One time I was in a cafe and she said, are you eating here or to go? I was just getting some pastries. And I was like, oh, well, could I get it to go, but could I sit here just for a minute? And she was like, well, the pricing is different based on whether you get it for here or to go. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I realized it was the built-in service charge if you dine in. So if you were to get a coffee or an alcoholic drink, you could round up the check to the nearest euro. Or you could leave 20 to 50 cents or a centime per beverage. In a casual cafe, you could leave 1 or 2 euros per person for the meal, and that's generally appreciated, but again, not obligatory. And in fine dining establishments where service is extremely attentive, it's customary to leave a gratuity of 5 to 10%. So there's kind of a gray area with tipping in France. I used Uber a lot when I was in Paris, and personally, I tipped every single time with Uber, so I think the same thing kind of goes with that. If you really liked, if the ride was really good and you were satisfied, feel free to leave a small tip. And if you're ever unsure, just do your own research just to see what is typical and customary in the country that you're in. Okay, so we didn't have a reservation today, and we walked up and we asked if people hadn't shown up to their beds, and it's 11:11. They're gonna do like a big check at noon, so we're at this other beach and we're gonna go back at like 11:50 and see if we can get a bed. I'm just eating a croissant from Hobo Coffee, which I literally like. Croissants just don't really normally do it for me, but this one is so buttery and so good. So if you're gonna have a croissant in Nice, I'd recommend Hobo Coffee. Ride home made me extremely carsick. It's our last night in Côte, and we're going to, it's spelled like safari. It's an authentic French food restaurant with Niçoise salad. We're all dressed up. My mom's wearing red lipstick because I told her she looks gorgeous with it. And I tried to get her to wear my dress, but she wouldn't do that. Me practicing my French. Côte d'Azur. Gotta do the Côte d'Azur. Côte d'Azur. Okay, so I'm teaching my mom French words. Bonjour. And so we get into the Uber. She goes to say goodbye, and she goes, bonjour. It's our last night, so we had to. Lemon meringue pie. Really good. We hated it. Okay, so we're taking the train back to Paris today. We just dropped off our luggage at Nanny Bag, this hotel that watches your bag. Now we're going to Host for You right there, which is the Airbnb key drop, which was like a few minutes walk from our place. And then we're going to eat because I'm literally starving and dehydrated. And then we're catching our Uber. We reserved the Uber to take us to the train station on time, and then our train ride is at 3 o'clock. And so we get back to Paris at like around 9 o'clock. Host for You. So we're walking to Cafe Fino, which is a little bit out of the way. It's like a 7-minute walk. That's not really out of the way, but it's like out of the Old Town Nice and across the road. And we've pretty much been staying in Old Town the entire time because it's just so great. And really, cars can't really even get in there because the roads are so small. So essentially, it's just a bunch of pedestrians walking down the road, but then occasionally there'll be like a tiny trash truck coming through the roads or motorcycles and mopeds, so you actually do still have to be careful. We're meant to be here. We made it. Somehow we got a table. This is a very busy place. As we walked in, there were no tables, and then there was a wiener dog outside, so I knew that we were just meant to be here. And then, right when we asked, do you like table for two? 2 people got up, so we just like literally got this cute little table. It's a muffin. It's a muffin. Like more bread than I've eaten in like a full year. When I say bread is to die for, it is not an exaggeration. I've been telling my mom she needs to wear red lipstick. She looks so good, and she needs a long dress. And on the last day, she found a long dress and she looks so cute. So if you stay in Old Nice, which is like down there, a lot of cars can't even get through there. So you actually have to walk. Like when you book an Uber, you actually have to walk minimum 5 to 10 minutes to like a main road out of Old Nice to even pick up the Uber. So like when you book the Uber, you have like 4 options of pickup, and sometimes the closest one is like 10 to 13 minutes. So we have all of our luggage waiting for the Uber. We're going to the train station. We're going back to Paris. Today is the Louvre day, and we have our very important time to enter the Louvre at 1:30. We had to do a tour because there were no Louvre tickets available for 2 weeks to purchase on the website, and she's gonna go home. So we found this like little hour-and-a-half tour. This is Venus de Milo, a Greek masterpiece created around 100 BC. The Venus de Milo is one of the most well-preserved Greek statues in existence. Found missing her arms, she is believed to represent Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. This is the winged Nike of Samothrace. This marble sculpture is a Greek original and represents victory. The most striking feature is its sense of movement. The company Nike is actually named after this statue. They were inspired by the wings and the victory. They modeled their logo off of it. The Nike checkmark represents the wing of the Greek goddess Nike. that with whipped cream. It's essentially caramel creme brulee. So good. See the line? Yes. So I waited in. Au revoir. So we just ate at Bouillon Chartier. And there's the line. We walked in with no line. We got here at 6 o'clock. No, we got here like 6:30. The locals eat. Waiting for Uber. What did you think of the dessert?
Excellent.